to meet some of you. We know that time could be a bit taxing now, being a Friday, and some of you are trying to rush your deadlines. So we strongly believe that you might join us in a short while. Or if you're really unable to join us today, this event will be recorded. So you can actually view it on our Facebook page at Perdana University at your convenience. All right, what's going to happen today? Now, today we're going to talk in particular about a program that is run by our university that we believe we definitely gain your interest, because over this past few months, or even since last year when we initiated this program at Perdana University, we've been having quite a lot of inquiries, quite a lot of interest on this program, because what the university has done is we have actually taken two important components, that is in counseling per se, as well as psychology. We've combined these two big areas, and made it into a course that we like to share with all of you. So without further delay, and I'd like to actually introduce the two very important people who are going to speak a little bit about this program today. So we promise you we're going to make the session very laid back. It's going to be somewhat informal, but it's going to be very informative. So we warmly welcome any questions for those of you who will be joining us online. Okay, do not hesitate to share with us any questions that you might have. There will be a Q&A session at the end. And for those of y'all who do not want to ask us any questions on air, do not worry. You can actually leave us a message in our chat lines. There'll also be our handphones later on, and feel free to communicate with us in any means possible. So firstly, I'd like to call upon Dr. David Barron. Firstly, a quick introduction on who Dr. David Barron is. Now, Dr. David Barron is the Deputy Director of our Perdana University Center for Psychological Medicine. He graduated with a Bachelor of Arts, Honours in Psychology, and a Master's in Research Methods from the University of Strathclyde. Hope I pronounced that correctly. And he went on to pursue his postgraduate certificate of special study in supporting learning from the University of Westminster. Now, Dr. David Barron has got a very, very keen interest in psychology. And in fact, Dr. David graduated with a PhD as well from the University of Westminster, London. So without any further delay, I'm now going to call upon Dr. David Barron to share with us what he has today. And Dr. David Barron, over to you.
Thanks, Amala. Welcome to everybody that joins this talk. It's interesting that Amala mentioned that I have a BA, a Bachelor of Arts from my undergraduate degree, because we're going to talk a little bit about degree classification. So here at Perdana, we have our new BSc in Counselling and Psychology, and it's an exciting new program, and it's the first Bachelor of Science for Counselling in Malaysia that conforms to the graduate practitioner standards in Malaysia. That means that after you graduate, you can become a practicing counsellor in Malaysia. The BSc, the Bachelor of Science, means that as well as the ethical and practical aspects of counselling, we'll have a strong scientific grounding. And that means we go into a lot more detail into understanding why something is happening, why a client might come to you with a certain aspect, going into more deeper neurological and neurophysiological aspects. And the program consists of both local and international modules for broad understanding and broad evidence-based theoretical approaches. And also the international component, apart from obviously myself as acting program coordinator for this being a Matt Sally, is that we've opened up to a lot of broad psychologies. It's relevant for people in the Philippines, it's relevant to people in India and Australia. It cuts across different regions. It's not only specific to Malaysia. So before I go into the course too much, I want to talk a little bit more about the outline of what counselling and psychology is. Hamala mentioned that we were bringing together two distinct aspects, and they are distinct aspects of counselling and psychology, but they're also very much interconnected as well. And we'll discuss a little bit about that, as well as the degree formats as well. Again, as Mala mentioned, I've got a BA and it's a BSc. So they're two different aspects. And we'll talk a little bit briefly about that, why it matters. Also, why counselling just now? Why do we need counsellors? Well, there's a real growing need for counsellors, as well as what our course is about, our contents, as well as what everybody cares most about, and rightly so, what's your career options at the end of the degree. So, as I mentioned, there are two distinct terms that are often grouped together, counselling and psychology, but they aren't quite the same. Psychology, and I'm a psychologist, is the scientific study of behavior and mental processes. So that's specifically dealing with the relationship between the two. If you remember, most of you will have heard the famous philosopher Descartes. He talks about, I think, therefore I am. The aspect of your behavior and mental processes. And interestingly, I've done some research in where we do look at the reverse. I am, therefore I think. How aspects like race car drivers, F1 drivers, Lewis Hamiltons of the world can seem to react to a situation before the brain has even time to think. So we look at these kind of aspects, and we look at how we act both as individuals and in groups, and the thoughts and feelings that motivate our behavior. Counselling, on the other hand, is concerned with the integration of these psychological theories and with interventions in therapeutic practice. For example, a career counsellor was formed out of vocational psychology. So in all counselling degrees, there are a strong element of psychology that belongs within it. And it's essential in learning. When choosing a degree, it's important to consider the type of award at the end. So, for example, a psychology degree, as we've mentioned earlier, can be either a Bachelor of Arts or a Bachelor of Science. The arts awards are mainly in the areas of society, cultural sciences, liberal arts in general, as well as personality in these things. The Bachelor of Science award has almost the same content, but it's a stronger scientific component. The benefit of having the scientific component and the benefit of having this BSc in counselling is that we can learn a deeper learning of what's going on in the brain and behaviour of the clients. So we at Perdana chose that route, and it's becoming more in Western education. A Bachelor of Science, as we believe it, will be the future for counsellors, adding more tools to their toolbox when it comes to understanding what clients need. The BSc just gives you more tools. At present, there's only one other BSc in Malaysia. However, it doesn't conform to the requirements to be a registered counsellor at the end, which is a feature of our course and which makes our course unique in Malaysia. So of course, I mentioned this now is the right time for counsellors. This course has been very carefully crafted. In preparation for this, we had numerous meetings with the Counselling Board of Malaysia, as well as the Ministry of Education, not only just to highlight the content for the course, but also what's the outcomes. How can we develop our course to allow our graduates to have the best chance in the job market? So both of these parties both highlighted the urgent need for counsellors in the country. In particular, we discussed the need for specific counsellors in the community to help in rural areas, with increasing funding for these positions in the future, and also to meet the growing demand need. When choosing a course that you want to do, it's important to consider the outcomes, as I've said. In Australia, they've currently opened 10,000 positions since 2005, almost doubling the number of registered practicing counsellors. In the UK, where I'm from, the universities are creating more and more undergraduate and postgraduate degrees in counselling due to the uptake and the availability of courses. And more these have a stronger scientific psychology component to them. So there's a clearly national and international demand for counsellors and opportunities available. About a year ago or 2 years ago, I wrote a chapter in a book about how the Philippines desperately required more psychological help. There's such a lacking in available services. And this is the same across all Asian countries as well, including Malaysia. And of course, I'm currently in quarantine at the moment, and it just highlights that due to the pandemic, quarantining such as this, social isolation, the economy, life-threatening stress from COVID, it's a huge emotional strain. So there'll be an even more growing demand for counsellors to deal with this. And having up-to-date courses, new courses that can develop the skills that will be needed post and during COVID. So here's our program. It might be a little bit too small for you to read. So I'm going to read out a few of the courses, a couple of highlights, and to give you an understanding of what's in the degree program and what's going to be taught. Students need to have, and I didn't do this when I was looking for a psychology degree at the time. I didn't look to see what was actually going to be taught in the classroom. If so, I may be able to try to go for a BSc rather than a BA. So you can see it's 4 years in duration, which is consistent with other honours programs in counselling. I'll highlight a few of the modules, as I said. So individual counselling in year 1. This module discusses the initial step-by-step procedures to conduct individual counselling. You'll also learn factors influencing the therapeutic environment in counselling sessions. During practical sessions, you'll carry out mock sessions with other students in our brand new counselling laboratories, which we'll discuss. I think it's on the next slide. Multicultural counselling, also in year 1. Here we build on the skills developed in the previous module I mentioned, and including culture, conflict, and personality identity, managing gender and racial issues, as well as lifestyle concerns. We have a strong focus on the principles of effective cross-cultural counselling here. Again, with a world that's growing smaller and smaller, this is becoming more and more important. Now we get to my favorite, which is individual differences. That's my main area of research, and that's my favorite thing to teach. I am completely biased, of course. This is a field of psychological individual differences. It used to be called abnormal psychology, but of course, what is abnormal now? Normality is a different construct. So we look at what's the difference between us. It can be to do what I'm most interested in, which is personality. It can be in emotion, intelligence, mental health, and also a strong feature of cultural individual differences. How it's interesting for me being a Westerner here, the difference that will have. Family counselling in year 3. This is one of the most important counselling areas. You'll learn about family relationships, family development, diversity, functioning. And it's a topic that is constantly and ever evolving. If you look 20 years ago, family counselling is different. 10 years ago will be different. This is a constantly evolving aspect of counselling and something that we will spend quite a lot of time on. In year 4, we go into a lot more of the deeper psychological aspects. So a particular highlight is cognitive neuropsychology. So much of what we know of much of what we know about function is how things go wrong. So how we know there's something wrong as we link it to an area of the brain that broke. And we look to see what happens in the brain when it goes wrong. In this, you'll learn a lot of aspects towards cognition and function, in particular looking at a lot of disorders. These disorders can be in memory, perception, thinking, language, and the damage to those areas associated. The internship, again, highlight for 4-year counselling programs in Malaysia. It builds in the foundation, and this is the pinnacle of your skills that you've achieved. Your skills from these multicultural counselling sessions, from these group sessions, from the psychology aspect that comes in as well. So let's hope that we will have some exciting partnerships within the community and within our partners, that you can go and spend time and develop your skills and potentially build a career. You also have the opportunity to find your own partner as well, approved of course by us, and learn on the job training in a safe environment. Our facilities. So I mentioned we have some new fantastic facilities at Perdana University, as well as having custom-made lecture and seminar rooms in our new central Kuala Lumpur location. We have some that are focused specifically for counselling, and these are advanced counselling rooms. They are probably one of the most, if not the most advanced counselling rooms on offer to a program of this type here in this country. We have dedicated rooms that go beyond the old-fashioned counselling rooms where clients, you'll be practicing in mock sessions between a client and a counsellor, and there'll be a big two-way mirror, and that two-way mirror we can all see is there. Instead, we have a camera, a microphone set up where yourself and your tutors can record sessions, see what's gone well, see what's gone wrong, and review it in our viewing panel that will be in all our individual and counselling rooms. These are all fully completed and fully ready for our students, and we have all the recording systems all set up. So I can go into, you're going to be hearing next from Prof. Chan. Prof. Chan, I could be giving a session to Prof. Chan, even though I'm not a registered counsellor. We can have a mock session, and Tamala can be sitting in the other room watching what's going on. Or she can be sitting at her desk, and she can be sitting in a different room figuring out what's going on. Okay, so for career opportunities, graduates are expected to register as a counsellor. You become a counsellor in psychology. You become a counsellor in Malaysia on completion of this award. And there's an incredible amount of opportunities that follow this. So for example, a workplace counsellor. That is somebody that's going to be effective in helping work or personal problems, such as occupational stress, inefficiency, and job dissatisfaction. A community-based counsellor, which develops appropriate mental processing and provide preventative services to the community. Career counsellor, who helps clients figure out who they are and what they want to do with their education, career, and life in general. A mental health counsellor, which helps prevent and helps people manage and overcome mental and emotional disorders with themselves, their family, and relationships. For a rehabilitation counsellor, give clients that suffer from certain developmental, mental, emotional, and physical disabilities assistance that they need in order to have a more functional way of life. Of course, with the psychology component as well, there's many psychology jobs you can go into. There's many other aspects away from both counselling and psychology that you can go into. For example, human resources executive, go into sales, these kind of aspects, if you choose not to go through one of these pathways. As mentioned, you could also go on to further your study. This can be done via both a counselling or psychology route, going into MSc or towards a PhD. In some cases, you can bypass additional MSc courses and go straight onto PhD courses. However, these options are a little bit more limited now. However, should you choose to go straight into the practice or further studies, your options are extremely open and may change along the way. So I'm going to pass it over to Prof. Chan, I think, or will we go back to Hamala first?
take over.
Hi, Dr. David. Thank you very much for the session. It was very informative. And at this junction, I'm just going to open the floor for a couple of seconds, even of a minute. If there's any questions that we have from the floor, from what Dr. David Barron has shared, please feel free, right? Anything on your mind, even if it's directly related to what was just shared, or even if there's something that is out of the box, something that is totally irrelevant, we are more than happy to actually pick up any questions and queries that you have. Right, so is there anything that anyone of you would like to share? Or you can even put your queries on the chat box, which we'll be more than happy to address as well.
Yeah, feel free to use the chat box if you have any question to ask.
Yeah, and a very warm welcome to a few participants who have joined us halfway through the session. So do not worry, you've not missed very much. There's a recording in our Facebook, so you can actually go back and have a look at what you missed in the first couple of minutes.
Okay, Hemala, I think there's a question from Lakrash Munyan. Hello, I just joined the meeting. I'd like to know if there's any, if you provide scholarship and what are the requirements if you do.
Okay, yes, Lekraj, to answer your query, we have a very special bursary that we're actually offering to all of you. So I can't wait to actually take the limelight and share. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to let Professor Dr. Chan share first, okay? And then towards the end of the session, which is not long, which is just another 15 or 20 minutes away, I'll be sharing in detail of our scholarships and special promotions that we have for this coming year. Right, so Lekraj, I hope that you stay on with us, yeah, and I'm sure you will, because it's something we really do not want to miss.
Yes, do stay tuned until the end. We definitely have something very exciting for you. If you are interested in our program, definitely we have something installed for you, which I think it was very much attractive for you to consider. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Basically for me, David have already kind of like given an overview of the program. I wish to just share the aspiration from our school, why we come up with this program and what we hope to gain and from offering this program.
Okay, Dr. Chan, before that, I think we don't want you to be too humble. I think I'll just give a brief introduction about who you are so that our participants actually know where you're coming from. Okay, Associate Prof. Dr. Chan Soon Choi. He's the, of course, Associate Professor and Dean of the Perdana University School of Liberal Arts, Science and Technology. Now, just to quote what Dr. Chan always says, his motivation stems from his simple actions of research, educate and serve. Right. Dr. Chan enjoys lecturing, and some of his lectures cover the topics in genetics, biochemistry, molecular biology that aim at providing a scientific foundation to students. Now, besides research and lecturing, he's also involved in the Genetic Society of Malaysia as part of his efforts to promote genetics not only to the research communities, but also to the general public. So with this in mind, and this quick sharing on Dr. Chan, so you more or less will have a background of where, of course, Dr. David Barron and Professor Dr. Chan Soon Choi comes from. Right, over to you now.
Yeah, thanks, Kamala. Thanks for the kind introductions, okay? So basically, if you look at my background, I'm actually a geneticist, okay? So then why I have something to do with counseling, right? You'll be wondering. That's the reason why you see that David is here to actually help us to develop the program. So basically, we started in 2015 as a School of Foundation Studies, okay? So then we are offering foundation studies in foundation in science, and we actually is a feeder to our other undergraduate degree program. But then as we go along the years, we do see that there's a lot of opportunity to offer more program. That is where way before even the pandemic COVID-19 have started, we actually started to look at what are the bachelor programs that we can actually offer, at least from Perdana, which we look into the future where the needs is there. So one of the programs that we identify is actually the counseling program. Okay, if you look at the counseling, you'll see that most of the popular program, okay, in the market is actually psychology and not counseling. So of course, you do know that psychology and counseling is much kind of like related to each other. But then a lot of people will choose to take psychology program instead of counseling. And there's not many institutions actually that is offering counseling program compared to psychology. The reason why not many institutions offering counseling is that because in the past it is not really popular and not many people actually is interested in counseling compared to psychology. But what we see is that actually the needs for counselor to train more counselor is actually great. And based on what the statistic we have here is that like the normal expectation between a counselor to individual in the population is say 1/500. But what happened in Malaysia is that we have 1/52,000. That means we only have one counselor to serve 52,000 people. So that is really, really, you see, a big amount. And we try to lower down this ratio to at least getting near to 1/500. So that's the reason why we see that the needs, the urgent needs to come out with the counseling program that actually be able to train more counselors to serve our country needs. And of course, this actually prove us right, because during the whole COVID, there's a lot of issues and a lot of news saying that we do not have enough counselors in Malaysia to actually serve the whole population. And through this COVID-19, we know that based on the pandemic, it actually caused a lot of, I mean, mentally actually do cause some kind of a disturbance to a lot of individuals. So that is where the importance of counselors, the role that they play in helping, okay, the societies to get over with the pandemic, not just medically, but of course mentally as well. And because of that, so we actually come out with the whole counseling program, and we do plan for the psychology program as well. But what we see is that the counseling program is much, much more urgent. And we do know that a lot of people are also interested in psychology. So therefore, if you see our program, it's actually Bachelor of Science honors, okay, in counseling with psychology. That would means our program focus on two things. The major part is the counseling, but we do focus the minoring in psychology, because we can't actually push away psychology from counseling. In any counseling program, you do have the element of psychology. That's why we see the importance, and we actually make psychology as the minor component or a minor within the major of counseling. And if you look at the market, most of the program, you'll see that they either is focusing on psychology or is only focusing on counseling. They do not really combine much of these two together. Although, of course, you'll see that in the program, they do have elements of psychology. But what I want to stress here is that our emphasis on the laying the strong foundation in psychology towards the application in counseling. And also you'll notice that we started with Bachelor of Science. So this is the first counseling program in Malaysia that is actually called Bachelor of Science. And why is that so? That is because what we think is that we do not just produce a counselor, but we want to produce a counselor at the same time who are actually able to do research as well. So therefore, the scientific component, the scientific grounding is also very strong and being emphasized in our program. And we hope that as a counselor, you do not just practice, but at the same time, you also are up to date to the most recent research in counseling, and they also are taking part in the research as well. So that's why we come up with the whole Bachelor of Science honors in counseling with psychology. Okay, and one thing I want to highlight here also is that like we do understand that the whole counseling program, there should be a lot of guidance. Okay, just like in our what David have shared, that you can see that we do have our sort of like really nice facilities. We do have our counseling lab, our counseling rooms, all these things to actually give you more exposure, more training along your studies 3 years with us. And the whole counseling program, we actually see that there is a future in this area of counseling. And we do want to take part in actually be one of the institutions to help train more counselors to be able to serve the country. And we actually want to stress that what we have designed in this program is basically to ensure that whatever knowledge that is imparted in the students are applicable when they graduated. And that's also where once you graduated with our program, you are expected, okay, to be able to serve and register as a counselor. Because in a lot of things that we see, we observe that a lot of students, when they started as a psychology program, when they graduated, they actually don't know where they should go. And then only then they realize that they want to be a counselor, then they'll do a master in counseling. So take one will take them some time to actually go into it and learn about all the counseling techniques. But where else, our started with our counseling program, our Bachelor in Counseling program, you also be given strong emphasis on psychology. And once you graduated, you actually have two pathways for you. If you would like to continue your studies in counseling, you can do your master and PhD. But if you decided psychology is much more applicable, much more interest to you, then you can pursue the postgraduate study in psychology, because you already be given training on psychology. So you have a strong grounding in psychology, which will enable you and also make it easier for you to pursue your postgraduate study in psychology. At the same time, if you decide to practice, then immediately then you can actually register yourself with the Malaysian Board of Counselor, where you'll be a certified and registered counselor. So that's what we see. The program will be able to produce counselor that is able to serve, okay? And a lot of you, especially those who study psychology, once they have graduated, they're always worried that whether they will get a job or not. Like I have mentioned earlier, the ratio between the counselor and the population is 1/52,000, and the normal ratio is 1/500. So you can see that once you graduated, there is no issue of not getting job. There's ample, plenty of job opportunity out there. So you just need to spend your time, do this degree within 3 years, you'll be able to be a certified counselor. So this is what I want to share with you. And this is also what our aspiration for our school is, that we would like to see that this program is actually running, and also want to see that we are able to produce counselor that is good quality, and counselor that actually will be also be able to further their studies to postgraduate level as well. And also we are also in planning with also Dr. David to come up with our master program in counseling, as well as master program in psychology as well. So this is a bit of what our school have for the whole counseling program. And for those who are interested in psychology, do stay tuned, because our school also now is currently working towards getting the MQS certification to allow us to run our psychology program soon. So if you're interested in psychology, you can also wait. In the near future, we might be offering our bachelor degree in psychology program as well. Yeah, that is what I have to say. If you have any questions, by all means, do ask. You also can use the chat box to ask the questions. I pass back to Hemala. Hemala?
Yes, Dr. Chan. Thank you very much, Dr. Chan. Thank you very much for that session. Okay, we have one question from Lekraj. Okay, here's one question, but Lekraj, we will answer your question on the bursary later part of the session. But for now, I'll just I'll address your question that you've posed to the panel, yeah? Okay, his question is such. I have a question. Due to this COVID pandemic, can we opt for this undergraduate program fully online?
Okay, fully online, that's not possible, because like counseling is basically a skill-based program. So you have to come into the campus, because we have the facilities, we have the counseling lab, the counseling room for you to do the practice. So therefore, it's not possible to have 100% online. But if let's say it depends on the pandemic situation, if let's say it's getting worse, some of the lecture can be done online, but most of the lecture has to be physical because it involves some element of practice. So therefore, it is not possible to do it online. It will be most of the time physical present in the campus. I hope I answer your question.
Okay. Are there any more questions from the rest of the participants? We thank you again to the few of you who have just joined us. We appreciate your time. Okay, Dr. Chan and Dr. David, while waiting for questions from the floor, I have in our encounter of dealing with students several times on this program, okay, there's always this one similar or common question that I've always faced. So perhaps I'd like to share it on behalf of the participants. Now, what if a student is not from a science background at all? He's from totally the arts background. Now, would the student be able to follow through the program of counseling with psychology? Because it sounds very science-based.
Yes,
Yeah?
that's a good question. Yeah, in fact, I would like to share this. Although the names imply Bachelor of Science, but don't worry, those from the arts stream are also allowed to join this program, because the name Bachelor of Science doesn't mean you have to have a science qualification to join. It is meant that because most of our components are science-based, but based on the approval that we get, we can also recruit students from the arts stream. So if you are from the arts stream, then this is a good opportunity for you to join us, because like I know that a lot of science students, you can easily go into the arts related field, right? You can be an accountant, you can join as to be a business people, but then those from the arts cannot join the science. This is the tradition, at least in Malaysia. But for this program, it is special because like those from the art stream, you're having a foundation in arts, or you are doing your STM in art stream, you can actually join us. What we require is only 2 full passes with a grade C in STPM. Yeah. If you are having your foundation in arts, you can also join us. Yeah.
Well, in this aspect, that means it really changes a lot of things for those who are actually interested in a Bachelor in Science degree, because there's always this notion on people's mind, oh, I'm an art student, and there's no way I can take up such a strong program like a science program in counseling and in psychology. So I think this gives actually a window of opportunity now to a lot of students out there who probably never thought of this opportunity in the past.
Yes.
Yeah. We've got a bit of noise from one of our participants. Okay, right. Thank you.
Can I just add to that?
Sure, Dr. David.
I've been teaching BSc psychology for about 13 years now. And we've seen students from a whole host of backgrounds. And there is a science component to it, but you're not learning a hard science. You're not learning that kind of aspect. You will deal with things that will encompass the brain, that will encompass the different aspects of the body. And you'll also deal with aspects that will involve stats. Now, students normally hate these aspects, but they get better at them. And they also, you don't go straight in and you're going to get horrendous experiences straight at the start. There's going to be hard biological psychology or these kind of aspects. It's a gradual process and it's a learning process. So in my experience of teaching students for years, they come with a whole background, whole different background, but they all come together as it goes on further. So I wouldn't be too concerned if somebody is getting worried about seeing the BSc aspect of it. It's not so much like that. It's more of a gradual process and important skills that you'll need to take in to the world. The psychology's got fantastic transferable skills. It's one of the most popular, if not the most popular course in the UK. My first year psychology class had a class of 500 people as an intake for year 1. And then that gets cut down to 150 for year 2. It's got an incredible intake for psychology in the UK. And under 1% of these people that graduate, they don't go on to do anything to do with psychology. under 1%, under 1% do go on to do something with psychology. The rest of them don't. They go into a whole range of other fields, into business, into human resources, as I mentioned in my brief talk earlier, into a whole range of different skills, because it's an all-encompassing degree that boosts many aspects. You can go into harder data analytics from it as well, or you can go into a whole range of other aspects. It's not on the top of my head right this second, but it's a whole range of things you can do. So I wouldn't be too concerned that it'll be really hard science that's going to be taught.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess Dr. David and Dr. Chan, so perhaps that would be the reason why we have actually combined the best of both aspects, which are very interrelated, I believe, that is counseling as well as psychology. Because I believe that both these big components sort of assist and complement each other in many ways of it. Would it be right to say that?
As I said, they build on from each other. So, I mean, the essence of the counselling theories come from psychological theories. The psychological aspect can only be done one way. It can go on to aspects of sociology as well. It can go into a whole range of different aspects. So, I mean, there are certain foundations that will be in psychology. The benefit of having our 2-1s is that we go a little bit more deeper into the psychological aspects. So we learn a little bit more of why someone's presenting certain aspects. Yeah, Chan?
Yeah. Okay, after what David shared, I hope that those from the art stream, you can be assured that there's no difficulty for you to catch up when you join the program. So don't worry about the science part, because gradually, okay, you will learn about it, and maybe you'll love it. So hope that will give you confidence to do this program. Yeah.
Okay, and then on joining this program, is there any age limit of how old a student should be, say in his late? Because we've also had some very good interest from students in their late 40s who would actually like to take up this program. So there's no age limit, I would take it.
I had a student that were in their 60s.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. There's no age limit to take our program. Just that maybe if once you graduated, you want to be a registered counselor, maybe that part you have to check with the counseling, the Malaysia Board of Counselor. So maybe they set certain limits for them to be a registered counselor. I don't know. That's why I'm not sure. Yeah. But for our program, no age limit. Yeah.
But also we would heavily encourage people who's maybe thinking of a career change. One of my students a number of years ago was a TV weather presenter, and then a TV news presenter as well, Cheyenne Williams. She was on BBC News, ITV News, and then she decided she wanted a break from journalism, so did an undergraduate degree, then did a master's degree, then did a PhD in psychology.
Wow.
It was completely changed. And she brought all her life learnings from journalism into her psychology. And it came with unbelievable, she did fantastically well, and she had such an interesting research project. I don't really feel comfortable talking about it because it's a personal aspect for her, but it brought in the most incredible thesis that she did. And she developed more and more and more. And it's all because of her life experience that came in. So our mature students that we've had, and when I use the term mature students in the UK, someone over the age of 24 is classed as a mature student. So I'm using that term lightly. Our mature students were always our best students.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
definitely.
because they came in with a whole different working environment. They came to learn something new. They brought life experience. They brought different skills. And that's not saying an 18-year-old would have any different skills, but it's different. No, they are different, not better or worse, but different skills. So I think we'd heavily encourage a mature student. And again, over the age of 24, I'm using that word.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
Okay, are there any further questions from the participants? Is there anything that you'd like to check with us, especially from on the program or the curriculum, the structure? in particular per se that you like? Because if there's none, I mean, you still have towards the end of the session. If there isn't any for now, if you just bear with me, I'm just going to take you through some quick briefing about Perdana University and a bit more detailed information about the program, and the most important part about the bursary that we're having specially for you, which what Likraj was asking earlier on. So just bear with me, just allow me to share my slide. Okay, I believe all of you can view my slide. Okay. All right. Okay, so we are Perdana University. Just excuse my phone though, this side. Okay, we are Perdana University. Just a quick background about Perdana. We were established in the year 2011 as a public-private partnership project. So that means this is already our 10th year, or even as I speak now, it's our 11th year of operation at the university. Last year we had a, sorry?
Can you put on a slideshow? That would be much better.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, no problem. Better now?
Yep, yes.
Okay, so right, so this is our 11th year of operation. Thank you so much, Dr. Chan. Our 11th year of operation. Last year was our 10th year anniversary, which we actually did a bit of celebration at the university with some bursaries and scholarship, of which I'm going to share with you later. Now, Perdana University started in the year 2011 as a health-related university where we were offering programs in medicine, in OT, occupational therapy, bioinformatics, in the field of computer science, data science, and of course now we've branched out into psychology and business. And even as I speak to you right now, there are a lot more programs that are being developed in the university, which we'll be more than happy to share with you over the next couple of months. Right, so our range of, so this again is the milestone of Perdana University. Let me take you to the previous slide. Okay, 2011, we were established. And as you can see, as we moved along, in 2014, we established our School of Occupational Therapy. And in the year 2015, we established our School of Foundation Science, of where Dr. Chan is actually the dean of the that actually offers this school. Now, while Perdana did not have a pre-university program in the beginning years, as we moved along, we had a lot of interest from parents and from students who actually were happy with the campus and its facilities. So they wanted to send their students actually from the pre-university level. So that's what actually initiated for Perdana to start off our Foundation in Science program, and to actually give students a holistic and more comprehensive experience. Now, as we moved along, 2016 was a very important year. It was our inaugural convocation. It's a year and an event that is even talked among the academic staff and the public and family and friends who actually attended, that it was truly a spectacular event. Students were happy, and we were all really happy to see our students graduating in that year. Year 2017 was another very important year for Perdana. Now, it is where we established the Perdana University Center for Psychological Medicine. And you heard from Dr. David Barron. Now, he's the one managing that school. Now, this is a strategic partnership with the Anglia Ruskin University in England. Now, because of the quality and the standards that Perdana University maintained, now we obtained the 4-star Satara rating in 2018. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, the Satara rating for those in the education industry, it's a rating that actually sort of explains or gives evidence of the current status of where the university fares. So a 4-star rating is actually above average. That means a university has actually maintained its standards in terms of its academic, its administrative staff, its curriculum, its the way it delivers its modules, facilities, student facilities, etc. And 2018, we were also awarded the Brand Laureate Brand Leadership Award for Corporate Social Responsibility. And in that year as well, Perdana University conferred the first honorary doctorate degrees to Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, the former Prime Minister, and his wife Tun Dr. Siti Hasma. As we moved along, while Perdana was always offering programs in health and health science related, in 2019, again, from a demand from the public to actually start offering arts degrees. So we established our Perdana University School of Business. And this school currently offers our business programs as well as our master's programs, our MBA programs, so forth. Now, 2020 was a significant year for Perdana. Now, while we had our campus, temporary campus in Maib Serdang, now we're actually relocated to Damansara Heights, to where we are right now in Kuala Lumpur. And then in 2021, that was just last year, again, I'm proud to say that we maintained our 4-star starrer rating. So this again would be evidence that Perdana has maintained, the university has maintained its quality and services throughout these 10 years. Right, this is where we are. We are in Wisma Chase Perdana. Yes, it's our own building. This is exactly where our campus is located, the exact building. We are in Damansara Heights. For those of you who are not familiar with Damansara Heights, Kuala Lumpur, this is in city town, the center of town itself. We are walking distance to several banks, cafes, local food, international food. There are loads of food trucks that serves local Malaysian delicacies. There are fast foods around us. And the best news of all, we are just 5 minutes walking distance from the MRT station, that is the Semantan MRT station. Now, the reason why I'm sharing this information with you is, now some of us may know how difficult it is to find parking within Perdana University, and especially within Kuala Lumpur. So with this MRT station, you do not have problem in that area at all. It's just a 5 minutes walking distance. And again, we've got stationery shops, convenience stores. So it's totally a very student-centric area of where we are located. Some of our campus facilities, now I always tell people a photo does not do justice to what the campus actually is like. You know, I can't actually speak so much about the campus, but just to give you an idea of some of the facilities, we've also got ample counseling rooms. I've just given you a sample of what our counseling room looks like. We've got several rooms where our tutorials take place, our classroom takes place. We actually have make-believe sessions where, for example, we have an actual counseling set, and we actually mimic an actual counseling session. So students will have first-hand experience of what an actually counseling session would be like. Right. In a nutshell, this is roughly what the programs that Perdana currently offers. Of course, there are more programs in the making, and as time goes along, there'll be more and more programs under umbrella. Now, we offer the pre-university, that is foundation in science and arts. Now, this is both streams, so students can basically choose. So either you are choosing the science or the art stream, you can actually opt to choose one of the pre-university programs. And currently we offer 5 undergraduate programs, the Bachelor of Science in Occupational Therapy, the Bachelors of Computer Science in Data Science, the Bachelors of Science in Counseling with Psychology, which is what we spoke about just now, our Bachelors of Business. There are 5 specializations to this program, and as well the Doctor of Medicine. Now, this is slightly different from the other medical programs. This is a graduate entry medical program. So students will have to have a first bachelor's degree. Again, you can have a bachelor's degree in arts or science. Now, a university is not complete without offering a postgraduate arm. So again, we've got a very wide range of master degree programs, ranging from the Masters in Occupational Therapy, science health related to public health. We've got the Master of Medical Equipment Engineering. This is a slight twist to the medical masters, okay? Because in this masters, it's geared towards students who are more interested in the medical equipment instead of public health itself. And also it's a big twist to the normal master programs. And of course, we've got a Masters of Science in Bioinformatics and our MBAs, which offers various specializations for students. And lastly, but not least, we've got our Doctor of Philosophy, our PhD programs, right? So you can see the programs listed under Perdana is quite wide, quite diversified, right? So basically, we more or less can meet your, any industry that you're looking at. All right, so I'm going to move on straight into our counseling program. Okay, the counseling program, I believe the earlier 2 speakers, Dr. David and Dr. Chen, has shared quite a bit. So I'm just going to go very brief. It's a 4-year program. Our intakes are in October, right? All right, and you can see earlier on, we've already spoken in length about why we need to go and length about the program, okay, the benefits of the program and how this program is being delivered. So I will not go too much into that area. However, I'll be more than happy now to share with you about the special bursary that we are having for this program. Okay, last year was our 10th year anniversary of where we came up with very special bursaries for students, and the university has been gracious enough to extend this bursary again to this coming year. Okay, we actually have a bursary for right from the pre-university level, okay, and as well for the counseling program. Okay, for students who study our foundation program, now we're offering a 50 plus 50% bursary. Now, how does this work? Now, basically, it's a 100% bursary for students who progress to any of our undergraduate programs. And another bit of good news, this is very special news. So for those of y'all who are asking about our bursary just now, for the Bachelor of Science, we are giving a 40% total tuition fee bursary, right? The actual fee for this program for local students is 51,000. So you can see right now, if you take the foundation in science and you progress on to the undergraduate program, that is the Bachelor of Science in Counseling with Psychology, basically you'll be studying your foundation for free with Perdana University. So that means you will complete your foundation and your Bachelor of Science Counseling program in just RM 31,000. So that's a 4+1 program. So you can see how cheap it is and how affordable the program is. Right, so next question would be, now how would you like to enroll? Now for those of you who are interested to enroll, now I would suggest you take a screenshot of this particular page, or you can just leave a message in your FB chat message. You know, we'll address it as soon as you get your message. Now all you need to do, you can contact me via WhatsApp. That's my name, Himala, and that's my WhatsApp number. And the information we need from you is simple. We need the application form. There's a copy of your IC or your passport if you're an international student, all your transcripts and certificates of your level of education, and the English test result for students who are applicable. And you just need to send in your inquiry directly to me through that email that is stated at inquiry, or you can even scan your documents and send it to me by WhatsApp, right? So any form of sending us information is good for me. So basically that's very much about Perdana University. So I'm going to close up my screen right now. Just give me a second. Okay. All right. So are there any questions from what I've just presented from anyone? Okay, so if there are no questions on the floor, but remember, you can always still leave your questions in our chat box in Facebook, or you can even WhatsApp me after this session, not a problem at all. So Dr. Chan and Dr. David, is there anything that you'd like to share before we close up the session for today? We've got about 2 minutes, I think, left.
Okay, okay, for me, it's just that like, oh, okay, someone joined. Yeah, okay, we really looking forward to get you in, for someone to join our program, because we really think this is a good program, and I hope that for those who are looking for counseling program, do give us a chance to show to you that this is a good program. Yeah, thank you. David, you have anything to share?
Yeah, just echo what Jan mentioned. It's a good, up-to-date program. It's a leading program of its kind in Malaysia. And we've got fantastic facilities and to meet the educational demands of our students. One thing that Hamala said I disagree with, though, is she mentioned that the best thing about our location is that the MRT is 5 minutes away. No, Starbucks is 5 minutes away. That's the best thing.
Starbucks, yeah, right.
Yeah,
well, you can always call a Grab in, Dr. David.
Only a 5-minute walk, lad.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I saw that someone just joined, Sajid Ali, and he
Sajid
raised
Ali?
a hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Sajid?
want to ask anything?
Hi, Sajid. Do you have anything you'd like to ask us?
Hello, ma'am.
Hello.
How are you, ma'am?
I'm fine. And yourself?
Miss, I received your email yesterday
Okay.
regarding counseling about admission.
Okay, you received my email. That's good. Thank you.
Can you explain, ma'am, what are you offering scholarship, master's scholarship?
Scholarship.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right now for the bursary, we are giving a 30% bursary for all our programs in Perdana University. That means includes our undergraduate as well as our postgraduate programs. And it's open for local as well as international students. And Sajid, in particularly for the counseling program, it's a special bursary. We are giving a 40% bursary on the total tuition fee. So for counseling, it's a very special bursary, yeah?
Miss, I already take information. One of my colleagues are already there in Malaysia.
Okay.
He tells that the students of any university cannot allow to work in the Malaysia during studies. This is a real information.
Again, you mean students? Well, if a student is on a study permit, study visa, technically he should be studying and not working because the visa is granted for studying. Yeah.
It's okay, miss, but you know, the problem is that during studies, I don't have enough resources to pay the fee because I know your currency is a bit high than our currency. So I don't have enough resources to pay your fee. So I'm looking for the fully funded scholarship. Is there an available? So kindly tell me, I will avail this.
I see. Okay, maybe what we can do, Sajid, after this session, maybe I'll take it separately with you. I'll see how we can offer you any additional assistance if it's possible. Yeah, Sajid, if I sent you an email yesterday, I think I will have your email details. So I'll correspond with you separately in a one-to-one session. Is that okay with you, Sajid?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so we'll Perdana will see how we can try and help you out in any way that we can. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. I will leave my WhatsApp number and in the chat. You can contact me on my chat.
That'd be very good. Yes, that'd be very helpful. But is there anything in particular about the university or our programs that you'd like to know some information, perhaps?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Just I need. I will tell you that regarding my information. So kindly, when you feel free, then text me on my WhatsApp or call me on WhatsApp or Zoom. I'm available. So I'm waiting for your kind reply.
What I will do, I will actually give you a call immediately after the session today. Yeah.
Okay, miss. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sajid. Appreciate so much. Okay, is there any more questions from the floor? There's no more on the chat. So perhaps, yeah. So maybe we'll just end today's session, right? Thank you so much again, Dr. David Barron and Dr. Chan for your time today. Really appreciate, and also appreciate those who have joined us for today's session. Yeah, so just to share with all of you, we're having a similar session again tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Right, so for those of you who have missed today's session, you can actually join us again tomorrow. So yeah, so have a good day. Today is Friday, right? Drive home safely, mask up, take care of yourselves, and enjoy your Friday night. Yeah, we'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.